think we're on.
Are we on? Hey, everyone. Happy New Year. We are back for Psychic Sundays. Gather around, everybody, and get cozy because, my God, January has just taken us so quickly. And at the same time, I feel like what's the matter? We're on.
I'm just constantly dealing with technical stuff all the time.
But we are not in any retrograde, right?
I have no idea.
Erica, are we in any retrograde?
No, it just ended.
It just ended, everyone. So we have no excuse to feel stagnant or blocked or negative because, look, it's January. We made this trip around the sun, this revolution, this evolution.
Congratulations to all of us for, I shouldn't say surviving 2023.
First of all, what are you drinking there?
Oh, this is it's kind of like a chagachino.
You made the chagachino?
No. Alex's Australian podcast friend has
water.
her own.
That's right.
Her own powder blend, Lola Berry. Lola Berry. So it has in it mushroom adaptogens and
mushrooms,
cocoa, and
I need some of that.
Matcha and maca.
Well,
Hi, guys.
Look.
Oh wait, let me put my chats on. Wait, let me get my chats on.
Everybody's saying hello.
Everybody's saying hello.
Everyone.
And I don't
say hello
see any
to each other. Say hello to us.
Hold on. Let me get
Let us know where you're dropping in from. Put your town and your state or your country or your planet
there's the chat.
or your dimension.
Hey, guys.
I'm waiting for someone to say, I'm from Atlantis in the year 3000.
Right.
The 12th dimension.
Just let us know if you're from Atlantis. We would like to know that. So hi, Lydia, Wendy, Buckshot, Lou, Amy, Christine, Arthur, Rogue. The list goes on and on.
Hope you all got what you wanted for Christmas this year. It sounded like you're reading the list of all the good boys and girls.
That's right. That's what happened.
Did you guys see when we were for Christmas? Did you join us for Mr. and Mrs. Claus? Because it was Christmas Eve. So a lot of you weren't going to be able to join us because you were having fun and party time and all that. But go back and watch it because there are a few of you that did join us. And I was as Santa and you were Mrs. Claus. And we had lots of eggnog and fun. So go back and check out those episodes.
Yeah. And I want to know where you guys are hailing from. Let us know what part of the world you're coming from. We would like to know that.
You know something. What is today's date? January what?
Today is the 7th.
So we're a week into January. And I have been feeling, it's interesting, I don't feel the week flew by because usually I'm like, oh my God, we're already in 7th day of January. So time,
look at this.
As we know, is changing as we go along in the, I like to almost say the future. Because we already know, because when we hang here, we know that it's not about linear time. It's multidimensional, simultaneous time. Everything is happening in the now. And that's why we're doing this live, is because there's this energy that happens when we're doing this live broadcast with you guys. We always feel your energy. For me, the spirit guides show up like the moment we go live. Everybody's guides start coming forward for the messages.
You have Lisa coming from the Bronx and Debbie from the Bronx.
Get out of here. We have the Bronx. All right. Bronx representing. You know, I don't even know if you people know I'm from the Bronx. Fordham Road and Kingsbridge Road, where they meet. That's where I'm from.
Oh, hi, Taylor from Australia.
Oz is in the house.
So
is it summer in Australia now? Isn't it opposite of our winter?
Know.
I think it is. Wow.
We forgot to do the official welcome and housekeeping rules.
We haven't even.
So I know, but I don't know what order we should do it in. So let me start with.
We'll start the readings in a little bit.
Yes. So welcome everybody. And just a couple little things we want to let you know. So we are going to start taking questions in about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And, the questions, if you're going to ask a question, a mediumship question, make sure that you have your proper name and the name of the person you would like to have a message from.
Right. Just first names.
And if you do super chats, make sure, in general, just make sure you only ask one question per person. Of course, we have our resident Kitty who always likes to be here for the podcast. And I think that's it,
This
right?
is Moomy, guys. Say hi.
She always has to come up. If you manhandle her too much, she just runs. She's so finicky. right?
She's not. She loves to be on camera, and then she's
Yeah,
gonna
but
come
do you
right
see
back up
if
here.
you rub her the wrong way, or if your energy is just too strong or something? Look, and now she's coming this way.
Right there behind me.
She's
see?
so do you guys have finicky animals?
She's a ham. She's gonna want to be on camera.
Yeah, because they know when we're on.
Look, she's behind me right there.
They know when we're on, and they want to come. That's so funny.
This is like having a spirit animal. You know, I always tell people spirit animals have your back. It's like this. This is in the 3D. My cat is behind me right now. That's what it's like when you tune into your spirit animals. So look, the readings we do, I love to just chill out with you guys and flow and have conversations about all things mystical, magical, psychic, paranormal, supernatural here on our show. That's why we call it Meta Mystic. It's like mystical talk on steroids.
Yeah.
It's meta. And I like to be just kind of flowing and seeing what guides come to me. You know, there are times where I will get a message for someone, one of you guys watching, where someone is coming to me from the other side. I might say their name. If it matches up for you, go in the chat and say, hey, that one's for me. And you don't have to buy a reading. This is not about that. But you can get to the top of the list, of course, if you do a super chat. We love to have those donations, and it's fine. You can do that, but you don't have to. I would like to mix it up, half super chat and half just questions that people are asking, and those are for free, right? So we do this because we love to do it and to hang out with you guys. This community is growing.
I know. I really love it. And
We
I look
started
forward to
off-
seeing everybody every week is usually when we try to do it. But this last weekend, obviously it was New Year's.
Yeah.
So we were with family. But also Erica, our resident Virgo assistant, is in the house.
Our resident astrologer, say hi.
So I assume all of you guys are probably thinking about what your 2024 is going to look like, what you want to accomplish, what you're feeling, the roadblocks that you're trying to release. Maybe you're wanting to get more sensitive and become more spiritual in your practice and like more psychic. There's so many things that you guys are probably feeling, and I could feel the cauldrons brewing. So whatever you guys want to talk about, Riz is going to tune in and the guides will be here. We can find out who your spirit guides are. We can get messages even from animals who've crossed. Many of you who are here know our routine, but anybody who's new, letting you know how we roll.
I'm going to just start up right off, if you don't mind me.
Let's do it.
Guys, the moment you start talking about it. So there's somebody coming through from the other side, and this is a funny message. This person was either on the show Jeopardy as a contestant, or was obsessed with that show. And now this person's on the other side and it's connected to someone who's watching right now. So if that's you, so either this person that you lost, just a loved one on the other side, is showing me Jeopardy. And I almost feel like either they were on it as a contestant, or they were going to be a contestant, or they were completely obsessed with that show.
That is so unique.
I only give very specific messages when it comes to me because they kind of push me forward. So if that's you, let me know. Also, there's somebody here who somebody's watching while they were sick, or while they were or right after they crossed, there was a big trial going on in your family or in their family. So I don't know if this person was an attorney who crossed over. Feels male energy to me. So wanted to say that right off the bat. And the name Lonnie is coming through. So somebody's connected to the name Lonnie. So there's 3 different people from the other side coming through now. If that matches up with you, let me know. Erica, let me know if anybody answers that one. So as we're just kind of chilling out and as the messages come, for me, guys, whatever the messages are, what you're supposed to hear tonight. That's how psychic messages work. Sometimes you can go for a reading with a medium. You want to connect to your specific person, and then you get there and that person doesn't come through, but like the neighbor you had 7 years ago comes through, or someone that you were friends with and their brother who you didn't kind of know who passed away, they come through. So why does that happen?
Right.
So,
I experienced that with my dad when he crossed.
We're married, and you have access to my readings all the time.
Can you imagine, you guys, with my parents have crossed over, but I get to have messages. At this point, I feel them also.
Yeah.
But I remember there was a period of time, it was a couple years after my dad crossed over. He was giving messages in the beginning, and then there was this silence. and he was unavailable and we could not find him. And basically what happened was during that period of time, he was in deep healing on the other side with his guides.
Yep.
And kind of reconstructing and healing from the lifetime that he just lived here.
Yeah.
And also he wanted to do a lot of off-planet traveling. In other words, kind of get away from the earthiness of things and kind of go into the more alien territories.
Yeah, because, people say things like, you'll always hear mediums say, your loved ones are always with you. Well, I'd like to say, since this, you know me by now, guys, no, they're not always with you. They always love you, but why would they always be with you? They have stuff to do in this vast cosmos of love, God energy, finally free from this body in several lifetimes before they were who they were to you. And they are coming into the knowledge of a greater understanding of self and identity. So they're not always with you. They have better things to do than hang around with us 24 hours a day. And if they were supposed to be around us 24 hours a day, they'd still be in the physical body. So they do visit us. Now, they don't always visit you when you think. People say to me, well, why is it that I will feel my mom at 3:30 in the morning or 4 in the morning and she'll come, I saw her at the edge of my bed, right? And how come she's not showing up when you're at Target? How come she's not when in the car with you? Mm-hmm. It's because at that time in the middle of the night, first of all the energies are much more quiet, not only around you, but internally. So you're dropping more into your cosmic self because we dream, we cosmically travel. So all those channels are open, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why they find it easier to come to you usually at night. So when you're least expecting it.
And sometimes when you're just cooking or at the kitchen, sink, sometimes you'll feel an energy around you or you'll feel emotional, and that's when they're with you. One thing I find very interesting, and I don't know if you guys all know this, but this is just from my experience and watching so many readings and channelings. So do you know that when people cross over, if whatever their strong belief system is while they're alive, so that would be whether they're Christian or Muslim or anything, like whatever the religion is, and they feel very strongly about, the afterlife, heaven, hell, or whatever the afterlife looks like to them. When they cross over and they go to the other side, their teachers, their guides, not even just their ancestors, but like their team of people, their group of supporters will come and actually play out this experience for them and let them feel like they are having their heavenly experience. Or even if they believe like they're going to hell, maybe they'll experience some brimstone kind of feeling. But the thing is that you guys don't realize, for those of you who don't know this, is that there is a point where they start to realize and they start to get that they are creating their own realities here on Earth and everywhere. So when they're on the other side, they actually start to see that this is a collective agreement, this religion, they're a part of it. Yeah. But there's much more to their existence than just what is in the book, right? So they get to the other side and they have this great, huge epiphany. And sometimes this epiphany, if you're a soul, is very shocking. If you're a diehard religious person your whole life and you live by the book. So imagine what happens when you're on the other side and you wake up to realize that we're all one and this is universal consciousness and this is a whole entire world we've all created together. And when you start to get that and you see that your guides are there to play a role with you, it's a great big shock for the soul. And so during the time of like kind of getting reintroduced to being dead or not here, not in the human form anymore, there is a period of quietude and there's a period of study and there's a period where they're sitting with their guides.
And that's why we say don't get a reading if the person just passed away. I like to say,
because there's a little bit of a shock, unless you're like this really advanced, like Ram Dass or like some really advanced,
they come through quicker.
They tend to like slide in and they're like, hey, I'm here. Let the party start.
There are exceptions, right? But 95% of the time, right? 95% of the time, I would recommend 6 months to a year even before attempting contact through a mediumship reading. 6 months, I would think minimum. Right. And then a year is best because they are acclimating to this environment. And there is a reality that exists once you leave this physical body.
And remember, there's no time on the other side. So 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Right, we're talking about time for us.
Yeah,
right, not time for them.
Right, exactly. Right. And the other thing is, for those of you who are new who don't know this from us, is that they usually don't cross over and go into, like, how do I say, a reincarnation. They don't come back to start a new life again right away all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes there's immediate reincarnation. But a lot of times they'll wait until some of their important soulmates, their family members cross over with them that they came to this life with, that they have karmic connections, and they wait until everyone's all together.
You're being psychic right now, so read that thing right there. Oh, my ring just fell off. Read that thing, that comment, because I want to talk about that.
Okay, Mass Jag. It never made sense to me that my loved one on the other side would be watching me, since we have many lives. They are not. Are they not also someone else's previous husband or wife?
Right. So let me talk about that. Yes, they are. I want to bring into the conversation the concept of what I call, and some other mediums call, the oversoul. Think of the oversoul as your complete larger identity. Think of it almost like a giant ball of light, and that smaller balls of light that come out of it are your different lifetimes. So you are this oversoul. You express yourself incarnating through different time zones and time eras as this particular identity. You live that life on Earth school, and then you go back to oversoul, and then you choose again what lifetime you'll be for your next stage of your soul development. So sometimes people will say to me, well, what if my loved one has reincarnated when I'm trying to get a reading from them? I go, well, or they might say to me, and recently this happened, someone said, I want a message from my loved one, but I already know that they were reincarnated. So look, I'm not going to argue with somebody in a reading. If I'm just going to say, look, I haven't felt them being reincarnated, but if you feel that, that's fine, because the reading is not about whether they've reincarnated. I'm still in contact with the oversoul during the reading, if it's all agreed to, right? No medium can say, I'm definitely going to contact that person. If anybody tells you that in a mediumship reading, that 100% guaranteed that they're going to contact your loved one, find the next medium. It doesn't work that way. We don't have any power over it. We just have an ear. Mediums, we just have an ear for a different frequency. So I tell people, ask if your uncle can come through on our reading in a few months, and maybe he'll come through. We can request it.
Well, guess what?
What?
Those 3 messages you were getting at the top, all 3 are on the chat.
I must be psychic.
So
okay, well, who's the first one?
Okay, so we have Angelina Salvaggio.
Hi, Angelina.
Her dad loved Jeopardy, and he passed October 31st.
Okay.
Halloween.
Oh, wow. Just now.
Now.
You know what's crazy? It's like I always used to say to myself, if I didn't have my own birthday, I wish I was born on Halloween. And I wish that I crossed over on Halloween too. Just let me know your dad's first name, and I'll come back to you. What's the other? Okay,
so the next one is Lisa Lywolf. Her dad just had a big trial, and his mom is on the other side. His name is Laura. Or her. It was a typo. Sorry, her mom is on the other side, and
the mom's name is Laura. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Thank you. And the third thing, I don't even remember what I said.
Trying to connect to a carpenter who is alive named Lonnie, who she worked with for several years.
Okay, got it. Lonnie is the person who's alive. Yeah. And the carpenter is the one who passed away?
No, no one passed away with Shelley, but you said there's the name Lonnie was coming up.
Yes.
The only person.
Thank you. Yeah, well, someone is here on the other side for Lonnie, so maybe you could pass that message on.
Angelina Salvaggio, her dad's name is James.
Thank you. You know, I think that Alex Trebek also passed away, didn't he? He was the host of Jeopardy, wasn't he? Yeah. It's such a beautiful feeling for me always to get a message from someone in this way, especially in this live situation where they push me to go talk about Jeopardy, and I loved Jeopardy. I mean, so much so that I think that James would have wanted to go on Jeopardy. Okay, he just said I didn't know the answers. He's like he's giving me a lot of stuff right now. So, sorry, what was the daughter's name? Angelina. So your dad's energy is coming through, laughing and talking about Jeopardy, and about how that he's seen Alex on the other side. And he wants you to play along, like when you don't have to watch it every night, but like play along and understand that it was like this. I know your dad's your dad, but I have to tell you, he comes across as a big kid energy right now. At least it's this. this loving, playful energy and wants you to know that when you play and when you're having that kind of fun, that's when you will feel his energy the most. And he just wanted to stop by and say hello. And, you know, I would personally tell you, don't ever stop celebrating Halloween. If your dad passed on Halloween, remember something. Those of us who have been studying metaphysics and feel very connected to the ancient ways, October 31st, November 1st, that is when the veil is thinnest between this world and the next. And that's why we have Halloween or All Hallows Eve, where all these, and All Saints Day, which is where all these traditions stemmed from. And yes, these times of the year do exist, just like summer, winter, fall, spring exists. That part of the year does have a thinner veil, and you can do this communication. And so your dad still wants you to have fun at those times. Thank you. What was the other one?
Okay, so
Let me address the second one.
Yeah.
Lisa, and is Laura who's on the other side?
Yes.
Hi, Lisa.
that was with the trial.
I hope everything went well, okay with the trial. Clearly she was watching. I mean, this was a big deal. This wasn't like, you know, people have court cases, but this was a trial. The word trial was written, right? She really has always just wanted you to stand on your own 2 feet and be strong. And knowing that, and by the way, she's talking about how, to her, you're very book smart. And that's a compliment. It's like you are, when you want to know about something, you can research it and go into great detail and share that knowledge. And I don't know what professionally you're doing, but your mom is like, whatever job you're going to do, there's going to be, or what's coming next, I think professionally, there's going to be a lot of perks. She's like, perks. And I don't think she's talking about coffee, you know, percolating coffee. She's like, perks. There's perks coming up for you with something that's coming next. Also, she's mentioning the name Joseph. I don't know who that's connected to with you guys, but she's saying the name Joseph. So she's doing great. What was the third person? The carpenter? Any word back about that?
No, they haven't said anything back about it.
Well, there is, I'll just give the message for your friend Lonnie. And what was her name?
Shelly.
Hey, Shelly. I'll give you the message to give to Lonnie. I guess Lonnie is a man. I'm not sure. Is Lonnie a man's name? Could be anything, right?
Yeah, it could be either.
There was Lonnie Anderson from the 80s. Oh, let me see what the message is. What message am I supposed to give to Lonnie? It's about health. Making sure that he's taking care, of any allergies or any, does he have very sensitive skin or has some issue with eczema or rashes or psoriasis or something? And make sure he doesn't tan too much. There's something about the skin, and his guides are working with him to make sure his health is really balanced. And this is the year for Lonnie to make sure that whatever, if he needs to or she needs to detox, this is the year to start doing that. Detox simply means like doing a clean out of the body, changing the way you eat, usually a lot less food and a lot more high vibrational food. But Lonnie's guides are looking out for them. So know that. Where shall we go?
Okay, so I guess we're officially open for business, everyone.
And what is this person saying? All this stuff down there.
So,
That
yes.
was Lisa. She was just confirming everything you said in her message.
So Lisa's confirming everything.
All right.
Wonderful. Okay, so Riz, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick one, anyone.
Pick one.
Like
Let's
we're in
spin
Vegas.
the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Pick one, anyone.
Okay, let's go.
Hey, Dennis Straw's in the house. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. All right, let's go down a little bit. I don't see any questions. Just there's a lot of hellos. Let me see. Where am I going?
There's also this one.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Give me that question right there.
Okay. So
What's the name of the person?
What's the name of Jonathan's girlfriend?
Kiki.
It says there right there.
Okay. Hi,
I
Miss
see it.
Lady O and Riz. This is Crystal Kiki. My question is there any message from my guides that will tremendously help with my work and life's hardships that are happening right now?
Yeah, I understand why you call it's a hardship for sure, but it's just a trial by fire for you to know your own power, Crystal. Power Crystal. I like that. You change your name to Power Crystal. I have one of my Power Crystals, one of my stones here. This is a tiger's eye. This is a beautiful raw piece. I love to get stones that are not super polished and cut. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well. Hopefully you can. It's really beautiful. I feel energy from certain stones. And not usually because I like the way that they look. It's the way that they feel. Don't just go for the pretty crystals. Go for the ones that you really feel something. So Power Crystal, that's your new nickname. You are the Power Crystal, Crystal. You are the one from where there's untapped potential energy. That's what crystals are in the world, aren't they? Look at all the future movies of science fiction movies. The UFOs are always powered by crystals. And you go, where is the fuel source in there? Well, it's pure light. That's what goes on. So what's going on right now is for you to get past some of your fears about, I almost want to say that there's something that your guides are tapping into about where there's some fear programs about me versus them, or who can I trust and who can I not trust kind of thing. And you probably have plenty of evidence in your life to back that up. Hey, this is Riz. This is why I don't trust. I got you. But that's Earth. We all going to have our evidence. You are coming into this new cycle, which is about you being fearless in that way and saying, oh, okay, so I called this experience, this hardship experience in right now. Let's just play with the words, hardship. So it's a ship. And where's this ship taking you to? Because it's taking you further to your destination, even though there's a storm and lightning happening right now. Someone may say, I don't want to go into that storm. Yeah, but on the other side of that storm is that tropical island. By the way, you're not really supposed to be living on a tropical island. You're supposed to be always near an urban environment, even though part of you thinks that you should be in that kind of environment, tropical. It's actually not for you. You will get bored. You won't be stimulated enough, and you will see that you're really not like those people who live there. No offense to them. You're just not that. You need stimulation, and you need that intellectual and cultural variety around you. And so think about the bigger picture of your life. This is just to tune you better. This is just to carve you like a bonsai tree, right? A bonsai tree. Think of that. You get pruned, you get shaped from it. There's some plucking and it does hurt maybe, but I see this completely as it's taking you where you're supposed to be, and just move through it, do as much damage control as you can, and then move forward, and do not think twice about moving forward.
Okay, we're going to take the next question from Chelsea, and then afterwards we're going to take from Debbie, because she's asking me a specific question about being an empath. And for those of you who don't know, I'm an intuitive empath, and there's a lot to unpack there when you're an empath, so I can help anybody in that area.
It's so much easier to be a psychic.
So Chelsea Tripp, my husband Zach is asking for a message from his guides. He was in the ER on New Year's with issues of the chest.
Issues of the chest. Hey, Zach. So look, I will tell you that psychically why things are created, why we as soul, intellectual energy, that's what we are. We are intellectual, meaning we are intelligent soul energy. That's what we are. We're just taking the form of this body. The body is the interface. It's the feedback loop to what is going on internally. Now, sometimes people say, be doing a reading with a person, and I'll say, oh, okay, I feel like something's going on with your ankle. They're like, oh, yeah, I broke my ankle. And I'll say, well, that's because of your fear of stepping forward. And then sometimes someone goes, no, it's because my kid left this roller skate on the floor and it was dark and I slipped on it because my kid was irresponsible. Then now I have this broken ankle. And I'll say, no, you psychically asked for your kid to leave that roller skate on the floor so that you would slip, so that you would hurt your ankle, so that you would finally address this situation with yourself about moving forward. We create experiences. Now, a lot of people go, I don't like the way that sounds at all, because it sounds like I'm doing something to deserve it. That is not how it works. We are talking about you are a masterful creator calling things into your experience. Your chest situation, let's just talk about it. What do you have to get off of your chest? What is happening in your heart? Are you afraid, maybe deep down, in the power of how massive your love is, Zach? Because I can tell that it's probably really, really big. I feel a very strong sentimental core inside of you. I feel that the 15 or 16-year-old version of yourself that just wanted to have fun and rock life, I think that you need to remember who he is and where he started giving up his light to kind of dim down for others to maybe accept him or whatever that was, and that your chest is speaking to you now. And whether it was the chest muscle that was hurting or it was the heart muscle, it's still the same area about getting something off of your chest. And maybe it's just that you are finally being done with feeling down and enclosed. It's time to take deep, deep breaths. Here's a couple of things I would say to you about this year. Do not hit things really hard in terms of exercise. I would say walking is really good. I would say you should get on all the proper herbs. I do feel that herbs would be very good. Finding something that is kind of calming to the nervous system. I feel a lot of energy inside of you that sometimes when you have so much energy, someone goes, why am I so exhausted? And I'll say, it's because you have too much energy. And they go, it's the opposite. I don't have enough energy. And I go, no, it's this buildup of energy that has nowhere to go. So it's so heavy that it starts to wear you down. Last thing I want to say to you before I go move forward from this message is the color blue is very, very good for you. Kind of like, you see how I'm wearing this blue ring? It's a labradorite. That kind of shade of blue would be really good for you to wear, whether it's a jacket or you even get a little labradorite pendant or something to kind of cool your energies down. This would be very, very good. Also, for some reason, I don't know if you've ever taken a trip to England, Ireland, or Scotland, but you had a life in that realm of like this traveling nomadic person. And that would be good places for you to visit. Okay, let's go on.
Okay, so let's see. I want to go to the one who is asking me a question. Where did it go?
Another thing, somebody's talking to me about butterflies in a frame in glass. So if you've got butterflies in a frame in glass in your house, or this person that you knew had them, I have a message for you. Okay.
Okay, so Debbie, I'm going to take a crack at your question. So Lady O, why do I become upset suddenly about other people that I don't know, like when Riz gave someone a reading about her relative that transitioned and I became overwhelmed emotionally? Well, to answer this question, I first want to say that I need an entire episode to talk for 2 straight hours.
I'll be back. I'm just going to go make something in the kitchen.
To absolutely break down all of that. But I'll try to put it in the tiniest, quickest format possible. So first of all, empaths, and if you don't know your empath, you'll figure it out eventually through trial and error, how we all figure it out. But basically, it just means that you can empathize and feel what other people are feeling and what they're going through when they go through it. So, is that a positive or a negative? Well, because that's what it really comes down to. It depends on how you want to look at it. It could be a negative, obviously, because you have your own set of emotions and then you're also transmitting, processing, feeling other people's emotions, and it can be multiple. So in my case, because I've been very aware of my empathic abilities for quite a while, I empathically feel people on a large scale in groups and more big conscious collectives.
Well, I've noticed with you, her empathic ability, even from the beginning, I can't even say it's grown into this, because even when I first met you, she had kind of a pulse on where people were going. You knew about certain trends.
Yeah.
that I wish I would have listened to and invested plenty of money in those things because I said no.
Because I can feel like where people are moving.
Yeah, where they're about to
where
go
they're
to
going,
also.
or where they're struggling as a collective before. I mean, and I could still feel it on an individual basis, like you're feeling it for.
See, I feel it on an individual basis as a psychic medium. Her empathic nature tunes into the mass consciousness very well. So what is she asking? She's asking how to deal with this?
So basically what she's feeling is that, so when you're giving an answer to somebody or you're giving a message and it's about somebody who's cross, she's feeling the emotions of what is going on with that person. And she's feeling the pain, the confusion, the sadness, whatever, the emotion, which is more of a denser emotion than happiness.
How would you coach her?
You have
into
to be
feeling how would you coach her into feeling the good stuff that person feels? For example, yes, I'm giving the mediumship reading and it's about a death, but that person isn't about their death. That person is full of joy and life and peace and happiness and eternalness also. How do you get them to switch their empathic radar for what is wrong to what is also right?
Mm-hmm. I can talk about that. And I'm also going to talk about sometimes you feel people who will say they're sad and they'll come across and they'll you'll tell me you're sad and you talk to me about how sad you are, but I'm feeling and sensing empathically you're not sad, you're actually angry.
Yes.
So that's different because I'm reading what's actually happening underneath, and that's what an empath who's very tuned in will feel the truth of the matter. So so like even through the readings as you guys are talking, as I'm seeing you chat, some people who have serious questions, I could feel your energy is actually very lighthearted. Some people who are very confused and don't know what's going on, I can feel that actually what's happening is you're actually angry. You're pissed off. You're mad that it's not happening. It's not confusion at all, but it's like I feel the root system. So my advice to you, Debbie, first of all, this is a masterclass. It's going to take a while to understand what to do with your emotions when you feel other people. I still cry openly and all the time for other people. And I still, every time I read somebody in the news or a plane goes down or somebody dies or somebody's murdered or there's a war or any kind of violence or any kind of death, I always stop and I literally go in for a minute and just give some sort of push. It's like pushing someone on a swing. I give them a push of energy and I just kind of allow them to feel supported by myself and all the millions of other guys.
Should she breathe while it's happening? What should she do?
You need to be very calm with yourself. That's the primary thing is you have to have a lot of patience because it's like you are a fine watch, like if you open a very expensive fine watch, there's all these little tiny wheels and it's very delicate and detailed.
Oh, interesting.
So you have to be very calm with yourself. Because you can go into a panic.
So what should she remind herself of while that's happening?
You should tell yourself that all is well because we're all experiencing life exactly the way we want to, in the sense that we are here to create our reality and learn how to create our reality. So we are surrendering to that fact every day, learning more and more how to allow ourselves to be at the driver's wheel. So as we're learning, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to hurt yourself and trip and fall. And you have to have compassion and understanding and grace for people who have to go through those things and feel things. And so it's like you have to take a big perspective, like a step back and have a bigger perspective on this is all a part of the grand orchestration of life. And it's taking it all in. It's the giant garden of life with every kind of vegetable, every kind of fruit, everything. It's you just taking it all in.
Why can't we say the grand 7-Eleven of life where there's every kind of Twinkie, every kind of Dorito? I'll get excited about that.
This is never going to end.
I would get excited about that. If someone said to me, welcome to the 7-Eleven of life, I'd be like, wow, how big, the Slurpee, the blue drink thing. Oh, wow. I want to go down every aisle.
Oh my God.
See, that's what's going to happen when I cross over. That's what it's going to be. Anything about the butterflies in the glass case?
Yes.
Yes? Whoa.
So hold on, just give me 1 second. Monarch blue. Christine.
Yeah, it was blue.
Christine, I gave my mom a monarch blue butterfly in a frame before she passed away. Her name is Linda.
Well, Christine, it's my lucky night having the honor to give you this message, and you're lucky night to receive it, right? So we're all in the same vibration of joy and peace and gratitude. And she's expressing the gratitude for that. How great is that? I love when they come through to send that to you before you even ask. So she's doing great. It's obviously clearly about transformation. She definitely went from being in the caterpillar cocoon stage to when she crossed over, left her body. That is what the caterpillar does, is leave their body in the cocoon, and it's the new body. It's the celestial, floating, flying, soaring body. And she's in that. She's not far away from you. She's there when you ring the bell. I don't know what the bell is. Do you have a doorbell that's not working or something? Or do you have a bell in your house that you like to ring? But I just heard a ding from her. So she's just saying hello, and that she's in, her wings are out just like that. Okay. And yes, it was blue, as I said earlier. So I'm glad that we made that contact. That's amazing.
Okay. We got our
I love my job.
We got our first super chat of the new year.
All right.
Shell's Bells.
Shell's Bells.
There you go. That is the
Isn't
best
it funny?
name.
I just said bells.
Didn't you?
Yo.
Wait, we should have had that Santa's bell. Remember? I had so much fun with it.
That was fun.
Yeah. Okay. You know we got to do something special for...
Christine said her doorbell's not working right now.
Christine's doorbell's not working?
That's what I said. Was your doorbell not working?
Yeah.
So you see, I'm like the psychic ring. I'm like a ring in your house. You know, that little device. That's really great. So fix the doorbell, Christine, from Mom.
Well, people are saying they'd like to take my empath class if I do one.
You are going to do one
So
now.
I should definitely.
By the way, I just want to give you guys a sneak preview. In about a month, we're going to have a new aspect to the channel, which is our Patreon version of the channel, which is a lot of never before seen footage from our reaction shows and different channelings, and my classes will be on that. It's a much easier way for me to do my classes than to like go through the whole process of the site and the this and the that. It's just too much. I like to keep things simple, so we're just going to do it that way, and you can pick and choose what classes you want to be in.
I didn't see Bernadette's super chat. Sorry, we'll get to you. I just saw Shell's Bells first.
Shell's Bells. I just said bells, so we might as well start.
Happy New Year. Can you tell me anything about career for me in 2024?
I sure can. So, first of all, I want to tell you that the moment that I'm tuning into Shells or Shelly, or I'm just going to say Shell, is that I just see this constellation, and I don't mean an astrological constellation. It appears like stars to me, but it's almost like what this, I see the Big Dipper, and it's funny because the Big Dipper to me is a sign of like spooning out something and giving it to someone else. And what you have been doing for the past, I have to say, close to, it feels like 13 years of a cycle of you waiting to give out all that you have built up inside. So imagine you're filling up a ladle like the Big Dipper, and it's being filled with like this wonderful soup. And it's just over the years, more and more and more and more. And you're like, I'm not really getting what I want. I'm not really fulfilled. It's like, no, because we were putting ingredients into your ladle. And that's how they're showing it to me. And your spirit guide, by the way, her name is Persephone. That's your spirit guide, Persephone. And she's very celestial, super magical. And this is the year of career for you. So you are actually tuning into that. It's almost like just taking a bite out of the apple. That's what we used to say in New York. Are you in New York?
So
would you like to live in New York?
Is the goddess Demeter's Demeter's daughter by Zeus, wife of Hades and queen of the underworld.
Queen of the underworld. So what do we mean by the underworld? It doesn't mean gangland and it doesn't mean demons. The underworld simply means the mystical world. They used to call it that in the old days.
And she's known for growth, fertility, and love.
Growth and fertility and love aren't always just about babies. Fertility and growth is also about professional things. So it's perfect for you. I'm glad that's who's with you. So yes, I do see that fruition coming into, I do see a shift right around July, by the way. So as you're coming up to May and June, you might feel like, oh God, where are things going? I keep hitting these stumbling blocks. You're not hitting stumbling blocks. You are just doing part of the process of kind of shifting you into the new thing, which is after July is where I see that happening. So check back with us then.
Okay, Bernadette. I would love to know how to pronounce her last name.
Bernadette's fine.
Desire? Desire. But it kind of reminds me of desire.
It is because it's French.
It's French.
And yeah, it's French.
And it's so ironic. Like if she was born with that last name, and her messages, as you come all the time, her messages are all about her desires. and her wants and her desires. And I'm like, oh my God. So that's like her karmic path.
But didn't Buddha say we
is
must
to
be
learn.
free from our desires to attain enlightenment? No. What he was saying was you have to be free from your enslavement to your desires. Meaning, don't be enslaved to all your desires have to come true in exactly the way you want it, how you want it, when you want it, for as long as you want. He was saying, don't be a slave like that. So what's the question for Bernadette?
Okay. Did I have miscarriages in other lifetimes? I had 2 excruciating visions. Not sure if it was me or someone else. Will I have more kids in this life?
Well, look, I want to tune in very specifically about you. Look, we've all been different genders in past lifetimes. We've all had babies in lifetimes when we were those mothers, and probably we had miscarriages. So when I give a message that's specifically for you as it pertains to your growth, development, and experience in this lifetime now. So when I do past life, I call it a peeking in, it's always because they allow me to. Everything that we do as psychics is that we are allowed to. No, we don't have a power to make sure we look in there because it's all done by the grace and divine energy of the universe. And we are just happy to receive whatever I get. And if I don't get something in a question, I just tell the person, I don't get it. I'm not getting anything on that. That's much better to do it things that way because it just has more integrity as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so let me look in and see what is the larger question here. Certainly, can you have more children in this lifetime? You know, it's not a strong vibration, but I do have to say that it's like you've had a very big perspective shift since perhaps the last time that you were pregnant, because I see that. I also see very interesting message I got for you. No, it wasn't your miscarriages that you had before. You were kind of it looks like you were a doula in what I would call a doula, a birthing assistant. And the area to me looks like, I'm just going to say that it looks Middle Eastern. It looks like the Jordan, Syria, kind of that area. But a long time ago. I mean, I would say at least 800 years ago, you were assisting. And guess what? If you had chosen in this lifetime to be of service, that lifetime where you were being of service would help you now. So that's all you're feeling. If you would like to do a ritual to kind of end that fear, what I would say to you is there's a really great place that if you have the opportunity to visit, it's in Sedona, Arizona. We go a few times a year. It's called the Hopi Birthing Cave, which is where Hopi women would go and give birth alone. When they were time to give birth, they would hike up all the way into this giant cave. If you want to see what it looks like, go to my Instagram, Psychic Riz the Wiz, and you go to my reels and just scroll through. You'll see like videos of Sedona, and you will see where we're sitting in this big cave overlooking Sedona.
Women get very emotional and they heal a lot of past lives. That would be really good for you.
You should go. We're going in August. Do we have space we do have space in August. The other 2 are sold out, right?
Yes.
So August will be there, end of August. Come and join us if you can. If you can't, I would say look up some rebirthing rituals or birth rituals online and do that. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take Holly's question.
Hi, Holly.
Thank you for taking my daughter's question on Christmas Eve.
Oh, you're welcome.
My mom passed away on Christmas Day, also her birthday, 20 years ago.
Oh.
And she asked if there was a message from her guides. Thank you so much.
Holly is asking if there's a message from her guides about her mom.
No. Holly's asking for her daughter, and she would like a message from...
I need the daughter's name.
Oh, I didn't
need
get
to know
that, did I?
who is the message for?
It's for the daughter.
The name.
And she's 49, but I don't have the name.
Okay.
So we'll have to get back to you.
Okay.
Okay, next person, LZ Chef. It looks like Lazy Chef almost.
Lazy Chef.
Hi.
I was watching MasterChef earlier today. I love MasterChef.
Yeah, we're really big into chef shows, cooking shows.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay is
Zeus.
Hi, Riz and Lady O. I have dreamt that I'm going to soon die, and my higher self confirmed it. What can you tell me about that? I'm absolutely not scared, and my name is Luciana, and that of my mother's Wanda.
Well, Now, people hear that and they go, oh my God, this person just said, I know that I'm going to die. And that scares so many people. You know, that's why it helps to be a medium and a psychic rather than an empath. Because I don't come in it from any fear or emotion attached to it. If a person, and by the way, people have told me that, that is only up to your higher self. Your earthly self can think that all day long and it won't happen. And then there are people who don't think that at all. And the next thing you know, they leave their house and never come back because it was the higher self's decision to go. You have an earthly self, guys, and then you have your higher self. I've told everyone, you included, and the kids and all my friends, my family, I've told them, look, if I die unexpectedly, I want you to know, even though it's going to hurt you a lot emotionally, I want you to know on a higher level that I chose it. I don't want you to think that no matter what happens, whether it's an accident or something happens that's super disturbing, I want you to know that I created that experience for me to just leave when I'm supposed to. Now, my earthly self doesn't want those things to happen, but I trust my higher self is choosing that. So what is the question, though? So I'm not even going to get into whether you're going to leave your physical body or not. That's up to you and your creator or your God or whatever your belief system is. What is the question?
Okay. So the full question is she dreamed that she is going to die soon.
Okay.
Her higher self confirmed it.
Okay.
And what can you tell me about that? Basically, is that...
You're not going to like my answer. I'm going to say congratulations. If you want to go,
it could also be a spiritual death.
It could. Okay, so let me give you the other opposite. Because look, I will say congratulations to whether you get fired or you get a new job. You win the lottery or you lose the lottery. If I'm your friend, I'll always tell you congratulations. Because you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, if you are asking me for a confirmation about whether you're going to physically die, yes, you will. But I don't know when it's going to be because that's not given to me. So, of course, we're all going to die. So what is the question?
I guess she wants you to confirm.
Not going to confirm it.
Okay, so you're going to have to maybe be more specific.
Look, if you believe that you're going, what I would tell you, as anyone would tell you,
then live to the fullest.
I would tell you live to the fullest. Express love to everybody that you're supposed to express love to. Ask for forgiveness for anybody that you think you should ask for forgiveness from, and cross all your T's and dot your I's and pack your bags. That's what I would say to you. What else would I say?
Exactly. Well, I'd like to say hello to Buckshot and Baron. Also, there's a lot coming in, so I'm weaving through a lot, and I want to say some are popping out to me and replacing some that I was going to take.
Got another message coming through for somebody. So, how would I put this? Did somebody have big bags of popcorn? I'm not talking about our little skinny diet popcorn. I'm talking about, maybe they used to do this back in the old days. I don't know. You know, store-bought popcorn? Mm-hmm. Or someone's talking to me about a lot of popcorn right now. And this was like their thing. Or they used to buy these huge bags of it. Yes, that's right. Also, okay. There's somebody here who passed on and you were their caretaker and you were like brushing her hair, combing her hair, and she didn't have very much of it, but they're thanking you for that. Last but not least, I also see a blue ribbon. You know blue ribbons when they would give blue ribbon medals to people? Is that for horses?
Yeah,
but it can be for other things too.
Who has a blue ribbon out there? Because this person who's coming through the other side got blue ribbons, either for themselves or only other thing would be horses, right?
I think so.
You don't win a blue ribbon for your cat or dog at a dog show, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You could.
Okay, but it's a blue ribbon. It's like an award.
And they're kind of like connected to that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to jump to the next person.
Thank you. Let's do it.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. I had to wait for him to shut that chapter for a second because I could see in his eyes he was going to start bringing in more.
Because you know it, because it's almost like there's a part of me that is at the door talking to people, and then I'm also in the living room talking to you.
Yeah.
The door meaning my psychic door. and people from the other side.
So I'm going to try to do something right now a little complex.
Okay.
So
Shall we just quiet down for the complex?
Maybe. Okay. So I want to do, I'm going to try this where I'm going to ask the person's question to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speak. You know how people speak for like people who are deaf? They do sign language.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a separate, quick, how to handle this message to empaths.
Okay, do that.
Perfect example of the question I'm going to ask next. For any empaths in the house, when you hear or read the question, you will immediately feel the pain. And so imagine me, this very sensitive empath. I'm a Taurus, May 8th. Here I am in a healing environment, working. We had a healing center.
Yeah.
We handle grief. We handle loss. We handle all this trauma, everything. I feel all of it. Okay. So how do I handle it? How do I get through it? So here's a perfect example. We're going to take this opportunity so empaths can also learn and grow and learn how to handle things like this. And you're going to learn through how I do it. Okay. So we're going to take this question from Lorianne.
Hi, Lorianne.
My 38-year-old son passed on December 26th. Sean Michael. Do my guides have any advice for me to get through my grief?
This past December 26th?
It sounds like it.
Oh my God.
Do you want to wait for her to confirm on that?
Let us know. My condolences. I'm so sorry that you had to experience this. And for any mother, my God.
So let's now do the message for the empaths. Okay, so here's how I experience it when I hear a message like that. The first thing I feel is guttural pain. Goes from here to here, from my throat chakra down into my root chakra. It's like I got cut open down here to here. I got splayed open. And then I feel like nothing but just oozing grief coming out, and it comes out in torrents. Now imagine this is happening all the time in a regular basis to me, and I have to still live and do things and help people. So a lot of you empaths out there don't even realize that you're on your way to becoming a healer if you allow it, but you have to learn how to it's kind of like an ER worker. You're going to have to learn how to build that gut and be strong. And so when you hear things like this, what you realize is the soul always chooses. Always know that. So the higher you go in the intelligence of creation, the more peace you will find.
So was it just this past December 26th?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little it's really early.
Yeah.
I'd love to give you a message, but it's just this is just 2 weeks ago.
I have an idea. Ask his guide.
Yeah, I can ask the guides how is he doing.
If one guide comes forward with the name of who's working or who's his guide, maybe she can tune in and talk to that
Well,
guide.
it's Archangel Michael right off the bat. I will tell you that greeted him. I also want to tell you that he was greeted by two older females. Also, I just want to say this because I'm not in touch with him right now. What I do is when it's a recent crossing and there's someone and your mom, I want to help you in some way. I ask my guides, Red Eagle, if there's something that can be relayed that I can offer to you about how the transition at least was. The transition was rough. I always tell it to you like I see it. I'm sorry, what was the mom's name? Christine? Lorianne, I'm sorry. Lorianne. The transition I feel was bumpy. What does that mean? That means that, some people just go for the ride when they leave their bodies, and some people have a very strong will. And Sean apparently had a very strong will. But in about 6 months, look, we're still going to be doing this show. I think it'll be a better time for that. And know that your prayers and when you light a candle, this kind of ritual is beautiful for you to honor that. I do also feel that there was a huge relief once that he got over that bumpy road onto the other side. It was a huge, huge relief of, I want to say, I just feel a lot of built up energy before the passing. And that usually either means there was a lot of trouble in some way, or it was just like, there's no other way out of this except this.
I want to add something to your message to her, and also to kind of a general message. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but when a soul crosses over, there's a huge release of energy. So imagine you've been holding your breath for 81 years, 65 years, 25 years, whatever amount of time you've been holding this body, and then you release it out when you cross over on the other side. So if you guys imagine that feeling of the release, the ultimate, and it's like the ultimate release of every pore in your body, every cell in your body, every part of you just gets released. There's a freedom and a immediate sense of peace that comes over that soul in knowing that they are eternal immediately. And it's just a fast realization, if that gives you any solace.
Okay, we have 2 more people that...
And we have super chats there, and we have popcorn.
Yeah, so the popcorn. First, I'm going to go to Holly's daughter, is Erin. So, Holly, you're asking about a message for your daughter, Erin, from her guide. So let me go there, and then I'll get to you, Amy. So, give me a moment. Yeah, the message for you, Erin, and Holly, you can tell her this, is her spirit guides are helping her be a better communicator right now. Let me break that down for you. You know how sometimes we do as human beings, we will pause, or we'll stutter, or we will not find the right words to say, or we'll speak too quickly without thinking. These are all different communication traits that we need to develop and enhance and get better at. And this year will be a time for her to do that. I would also recommend even maybe learning another language, if possible, and everything's possible. And if Erin has wanted to learn another language, this would be a good time to do that, because this year is all about improving communication skills. And this is going to feed every other area of life for her. So, by the way, the spirit guide is Samuel Morse, which is, in case you want to know what's happening on my psychic side in my mind, when I get this message, her guide is Morse, M-O-R-S-E. He was the guy who created Morse code. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think his name, he just said Samuel, so... I cut class in high school, so I wouldn't know what his first name is, but he said Sam. Okay, great. So that's one of her guides right now. Okay. Let's go to Amy. Amy said that your grandmother, your fondest memory of your grandmother was about the popcorn. So if you guys are just tuning in, not only do I answer your questions on the chat, I get messages from people who come to me from the other side as I'm sitting here, and I will say to the audience, which is you guys, who belongs to this person. So either I'll say a name or I'll say a very specific message about them, so you'll know it's them. So I think it was maybe 15 minutes ago, there was somebody coming here from the other side, a female, who was showing me big bags of popcorn. So Amy, and I'm talking big bags, like it didn't make sense. Like we all eat popcorn, but I'm saying this was something unusual message about popcorn. So Amy just wrote to us and said her most fond memory of her grandmother was that she used to pop popcorn on the stove and fill it up into big grocery bags. Well, Amy, you'll be glad to know that grandma is feeding and helping people on the other side. You go, feeding them? I thought we don't have a body. No, you do have a body, and you did get to eat, but you don't ever have to gain weight if you don't want to, because
that's the best part.
That's the best part of being on the other side. So she is feeding people on the other side, and she is doing really well. And she just wants to let you know that she loves you and she's with you, and she's got her little fairy wand and blesses your head. Are you thinking about changing your hairstyle? Or you just did? Because she's like, yes, do something with your hair differently.
Okay, next question is from Lisa Lywolf.
Didn't we do one by her?
Yes,
recently?
But it was split.
Oh,
so
okay.
Our big change is coming for her, and she's worried that she could lose her apartment. So if you could tune into that.
Okay. No, I do see that you're going to get some more time in the space that you're in, because I don't see a move happening more till past the halfway mark of this year, 3/4 into the year. It's not a massive leap, because I see change, but I don't see like it went from, like a total 180. But I do see a change happening. And it feels good. I just think that, when you go into the fear energy, you're actually a very powerful manifester, is what I want to say to you, is that the moment you're like the kind of person, like if you're happy, people around you will get happy. If you're sad, you'll bring the whole room down. And that's a very great power. And as Spider-Man's uncle said, with great power comes great responsibility. So when you have to know how to use the energy in you, okay, make sure from morning to night you intermittently are having conversations of positivity, and you are being more resourceful and getting on the phone and making calls to change your situation and being of service. That's going to create this open channel for you to have more financial abundance.
If anybody's out there and you're feeling really stuck, the first thing you do is start learning how to give or to create and do something fun. Even if it's just a drop, I have it all planned out. Don't sneak ahead. And you'll see that it'll change the energy for you. Because if you're on a routine, if you're on a like a hamster wheel of negativity, it just feeds more of the same fears. So you have to break out by doing something either creative, force yourself to do something creative, or be somebody who's a giver and give, and you're going to start to see energy shift and change.
Can I see the other screens?
Next question.
Thank you. Okay.
Next question is from Bob Baron Von Crunch.
Hey, Bob.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too,
Happy
Bob.
New Year to you too.
Can you ask my grandpa Frank for his thoughts on my soul journey in 2024?
Yeah. I'm not getting it from Grandpa Bob that quick.
Grandpa Frank. He's Bob.
I'm sorry, Grandpa, whatever the grandpa. I'm not getting anybody on the other end. I'm just going to my guides who are just going to give you a reading. Because I just immediately got like, I'm not connecting to that person just yet. Yes. You're going to have to roll your sleeves up a bit. I see with more kind of like changing domestic duties. Bob, it's about your domestic duties changing or continuing, but you'll be happier doing them. So it's sort of like playing house is what I'm going to, or taking care of house and all things home related here. So this is good. Another thing that I'm getting for you is about wardrobe, Bob, about if you are updating your wardrobe. Updating doesn't mean like the most modern things. That's not what I mean. Updating simply means that you go, enough of these old jeans, enough of this old shirt. I just got to replace it. I don't even care if it's the same color jeans and same color shirt. Just get new versions of them. It's time to pay attention to that. Guys, let me tell you about when you change things externally and how they change things for you internally. When you're making external changes, it does affect you internally. Think about it. If you're trying to work in a room that's dirty or doesn't smell nice, and then you clean it up and then you make it smell nice, your work is going to go better. So the external, or you sage, the external environment does affect it. Sometimes people say, what spiritual thing do I need to do to change my energy? And I'll say, update your wardrobe, or I'll say, paint the wall a different color. And they'll say, I don't know. And I go, why are you resisting that? You asked me the question. I said, paint the wall a different color. And that will change the vibration. We're always working with vibration, guys. Even as a medium, I'm just tuning into vibration psychically when I tune into what you guys are asking me. You might say that my antennas extend from my aura like 100 feet around me, and I feel into situations. Now, as a psychic, sometimes people will ask me, well, it must be crazy to feel all the things that you do, everybody's spirit guide or whatever. It's not really like that. And here's why. It's almost like if you were hanging out in a room with people and having a conversation, you may not necessarily be paying attention to their t-shirt or their watch or what kind of sneakers they're wearing. You could have the entire conversation and never know, never really remember. But if someone asks you, hey, would you look at my watch? Then I look. It's sort of like a person goes, hey, can you look into this for me about what's happening with my career? So it's not like messages constantly jump off of people. I have to look. And then when I focus, that's just my third eye talking. That's just my thing. We all have our gifts. So what's going on over there? I see a lot of talk. Did anybody I said something a little while ago about.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. So Michelle says that she feels that she was that caregiver. So we're just trying to get.
No, I had a message from someone who was here on the other side. Didn't I say something? Or am I imagining that?
Yeah, you said it was somebody that took
Yeah, someone had passed away, and you were taking care of their hair. Like,
we're trying to get Michelle to give us a name of who that.
Oh, she said she did that.
She says she feels like she was that caregiver, but we
Okay.
get more information from her yet.
Okay. Also, I want to say this name Neda or Nadine is coming up. If you're connected to Neda or Nadine, please let me know.
Okay, next question from Carla Vargas Fuster. Hello. Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'd like to ask my guides for advice because I still cannot get the resources to start the business that I want to do. Thank you.
Okay, this is just a matter of timing that's going on right now. Oh, look at the little kitties here. I thought you were...
I thought she was Poof.
You thought she was Poof?
Yeah.
You want to come up here? You want to grab her?
No, because
Oh, there she goes. Okay. So let me think. Let me feel. Okay, so let me explain to you the way that the guides are showing me about the resources. And when we're talking about resources, we're talking about investments and money. We're talking about numbers here. So I'm asking, what is the deal with that? Why does it feel so tight right now? And it does feel tight. Feels like people's, for you, it feels tight. There's a few things I want you to remember. And I want all of you guys to hear what I'm saying to her. Tell me her first name again. You guys have to scroll back. You know what I appreciate?
Carla Vargas Fuster.
Carla. Hi, Carla. Thank you. Here's what I want you to remember. I don't want you to go into times are tough, jobs are hard to come by, investments are hard to come by, people aren't spending now, the market is bad. All of you who are watching, I want you to hear this. The moment you say that, first of all, you're wrong, because every day huge deals are being signed in every area of life. Somebody's even having a successful garage sale down the street. Somebody's signing a multi-million-dollar contract for something. Somebody's signing a multi-hundred-dollar contract for something. People are falling in love. Planes are landing safely. Babies are being born that are very healthy. Surgeries are going successfully. More success than failure in this world. More peace than violence in this world. So when you think that this world is going nuts, actually there's more peace in your day-to-day life than violence, more magic than darkness, because you're sitting here listening and your body's functioning and you're breathing, and there's so much magic in that. And this is very important for you to remember, because our spiritual evolution is about what we remember. It's not about you know it and then forever you are now an enlightened person. It is that this is your spiritual practice, this is your practice of life, is this gratitude. And what I want to say to you, Carla, is understand that you are one of those people, that you can be one of those people where you're in the flow of, oh, that did happen for me, and that is happening, that I don't know where the money is going to come from, and I don't need to know. First of all, I'm going to tell you where the money is going to come from. It comes from the universe, from source all the time. That's where it comes from. It just comes through the hands of somebody else, but it's coming from the direct source. And you go, yeah, I want source to hear me.
That's such a beautiful image, if you think about it, that it's coming through the hands of the universe. Like if you visualize that, if you're visualizing the hands of the universe
moving through the person who's
giving
going
it
to
to
invest
you.
in you and give you those resources.
Sometimes those symbols and those images really kind of set things in motion.
Imagery is everything, guys. When you go to the gym and learn how to move a weight, they tell you visualize your muscle contracting and you're going to get a better workout. When you go anywhere to learn anything, they tell you to visualize it. Don't downplay the power of visualization, because the power of visualization right now can make you taste a lemon in your mouth if you visualize it. It can make you taste a strawberry shortcake or cream in your mouth if you wanted it. It can make you taste a steak, or it can make you taste a vegetable. That's how powerful visualization is. And then when you taste it, guess what? Your salivary glands start activating. So your thought now affects your physical being. There's a very simple example. So what do you think happens when you're constantly thinking negative thoughts or thinking, I just can't get there yet, I just can't get there yet? No, it hasn't happened yet. Just don't say, I can't get there, because that's a different vibration than it hasn't happened yet. Because guess what? It's 9 o'clock and midnight hasn't happened yet. But I'm not freaking out about that. Midnight's going to happen when it happens. Now, does that mean that how do you change your actions in that time? You can change your actions and that will affect reality to a certain degree, but you have to change your belief system behind those actions for that action to then actually manifest what you want. Or call in what is the proper experience, right? So what I do see here for you, and it's more of a layered answer, but you deserve a much more clear, guys, all of you deserve a much more clear understanding of how energy works. Because one thing that Oriah and I have done for the last 15 to 20 years, me 20 years, you 15 years, in our messages, is that we don't just come here as the old school fortune tellers that tell you, this is going to happen on November 3rd, and this is going to happen on August 26th, and don't worry, you're going to follow the person you love with. Those are the old school psychics, the ones who are just going to take your money and just be like, they don't care. What do they care? This is about understanding the new wave of new age and the new healers and the new psychics and the new channelers. We are teaching you more profoundly and simply that you are unlimited energy potential and you are creating your reality on an energetic level that has to do with what your core beliefs about reality is.
I'm going to take a question from Esther about being an empath, and then we're going to get to Rain Monet after that, okay? That will be for you. So Esther says, I've been feeling my roommate's emotions lately and wondering if there is a practice I can do to shield my bedroom so I don't have to deal with that at home. He has a lot of anger.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, okay, so I totally understand why you would want to use the word shield, right? However, the word shield has a connotation that you are being infiltrated or attacked, or you're being, your peace is in question. Now, that's a fact. So there's no disputing that part. The part that you're going to have to transmute, you're going to have to change, you're going to have to figure out a way to alleviate the situation is you're going to have to look at it from more of a recreation of your environment than a protection or shield of your environment. And the reason why is because one is a defensive action that if he already has anger, so he's pushing up against now your resistance. So that's just going to create more tension and then build more energy there that you don't want. So if you are instead recreating your environment, it could be that he's activating you to move out, or it could be that you need to get a second job so you're not home a lot. It could be that you have to reinvent what your bedroom looks like so you're more entertained and more satisfied with other things and not paying attention to him. So he doesn't need more attention. So let him work his stuff out and it doesn't have to involve you. So the less you put up a front or a pushback, it's almost as if you're neutralizing it. So I would say that this is the best way for empaths to work. Somebody else said shield. Believe me, I love the word shield. I love the word shield because I'm a Viking. I'm a Valkyrie and I love that word. And I could use that word all the time and I get it on every level. But I've had to learn to drop the shield and reinvent. That's what I had to learn. I had to learn to reinvent. So this is an opportunity. He could be an activator for you. You have no idea. So he could be opening up doorways for you. So look at it from that perspective. All right. You ready? Rain Monet.
Hi, Rain.
Hi, Lady O and Riz. Anything my guides wish to tell me about this new year for me? I feel a big shift about to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right into it. It came very clearly with you because clearly you have been doing third eye opening work, Rain. And I would very much recommend listening to some Indian Sanskrit mantras. So mantras, we got chill, right?
Yeah, that felt good.
Find some on YouTube. Just type in mantras, Vedic mantras, mantras, and kind of make sure it's authentic Indian, so it's the right pronunciation. Because we do have in the yoga community people doing it, and look, it's great. It's just not there. It's not pronounced usually always correctly. So get these on YouTube. They're usually quite musical, and listen to that. I feel that you are very much about the vibration of things. Some people are more cerebral. They need to read information and process it that way intellectually, spiritual information, and they use it. But with you, I think this year is about vibrationally giving yourself that healing and do some toning with the voice as well. So you're listening, you find some mantras on YouTube, and you really let the sound, maybe you'll start going, like so, along with the right tone. I don't know if you know how to match a note, but practice that. And this is all about, for you, solar plexus chakra, solar plexus chakra.
Say it really fast.
Solar plexus chakra, solar plexus chakra, solar plexus chakra. Yes, that's good for you. I got another thing. Is somebody out there making their own jams and marmalades and jellies? Because somebody's here on the other side that loves that you're doing that. Are you into preserves, making preserves? There's someone here on the other side that wants to give you a message.
Okay.
Can I give you something a really out of the box? Actually, it's a past memory that has to do with that person you were just giving the empathic message to.
Sure.
So I had a client back in New York who had a roommate like that. And this is my maverick, like crazy psychic days when I first started. And I would tell people to do really wild things. So he had a roommate that was really always angry about things. So I had told him, I said, well, how do you act? He's like, well, I act very nice. I'm just a nice person. I said, okay. I said, why don't you do this? And I said, when he's home, right, I want you to go be in your room, and you don't have to actually be on the phone, but pretend like you're on the phone. And I want you to freaking curse somebody out on the phone really loud. And I want you to go off on this imaginary person on the phone and just don't like threaten violence, but like just give them hell on the phone. You're faking a conversation. Do it so loud that your roommate hears. You want to know what happened?
He did it?
Stopped. He did it. It stopped. Because the roommate was like, heard this who he thought was this docile
that there
person.
was more energy than
that there was
him.
more energy than him. And I said, I want you to freaking lose it. I want you to slam something down on the floor. I want you to make some noise. I want you to do, yeah. And so, isn't that
I would have
amazing?
never thought of that.
It's an interesting way to handle it.
Young, right?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
I could see where that would totally work.
There's a martial art which is called Aikido. And Aikido is a martial art which is based on the principle of when pushed, pull, and when pulled, push. What does that mean? So imagine someone comes to push you, yet you pull them, like they're coming to push you over physically, and you pull them and use their momentum to flip them over you. And you do a kind of backwards roll. And then now imagine someone comes to pull you,
So you're just working
and then
with
you
energy.
push them.
So ultimately you're working with
You're
energy.
working with the energy in reverse. And an Aikido master is almost never touched by their opponent because you can't grab them. They become like the wind moving with you. Oh, did you hear that? Sounded like I got the answer right when I did that.
Yeah. Are you ready for your next one?
I am ready for the next one.
Okay,
I'm going to lean forward for this one. I was sitting in my Harley before. I got the Harley position.
know.
We call this the Harley position.
Just in time.
Why do I know that?
I think we gave him a message. At another
Actually,
point in time.
I had a buddy in New York who used to call himself Just in Time. No, he called himself Just in Case.
Just in
Yeah.
case. That's actually good too.
Yeah.
Namaste, Oriah and Riz.
Namaste.
Do my guides have any messages for me?
Yes, Justin, I'm going to jump right into it. There seems to be a bit of a tennis match going on between you and either the world or somebody else right now. And it's quite fun. It's really about creative collaboration, meaning when you have a proper creative collaboration, it's about you throw the ball and somebody's able to catch it and throw it back to you. And that's a proper creative collaboration, not you throw the ball and somebody hogs it and never throws it back to you. So this is the time for that. The creative collaborative era is coming up for you. I do want to say that you have a wonderful, like, it's somebody who's, your spirit guide is like tap dancing. And I'm telling you, spirit guides are not, most of the time they don't have wings. People always talk, every time I see people paint spirit guides, it's just big, like a guy with long hair and a beard and this glowing eyes or somebody with wings. Your spirit guides 9 out of 10 times, they don't look like that at all. I've seen them. Erica's got a spirit guide that is a gold prospector, right? What was his name?
Jeremiah.
Of course, his name is Jeremiah. I've had spirit guides that come in the form of like a plant, like a house plant. I'm not kidding. Don't ever think that they just look that way. But anyway, yours is a tap dancer. And this is, okay. So the message from your tap dancing spirit guide, what do I want to call him? Let's think of a name. I don't know. Think of a name. You come up with a name for him. Anyway, the message is about while you're collaborating. So the tap dancer is creating a rhythm with his feet. He's creating a rhythm, and that becomes the music. So this is about what you are bringing up from within inside of yourself. And he wants to teach you that you're hearing a rhythm in your mind, Justin. And that rhythm is open for collaboration. So you start off the rhythm. Now, the rhythm doesn't, I mean, if you're a drummer, it could be that you're a drummer, I don't know. But this is about any idea that comes to you that you're more honed in about, I think it needs to go like this, at this tempo, at this pace. Now, this could be a business. This could be a song. This could be a recipe. It doesn't matter. This could be an adventure that you take. Oh, I just got the message. Yes, it is. You're due for an adventure. You are due for an adventure. And I'm talking about a physical adventure. So make plans. Best time for this, anytime after April till November. That's a time period of travel for you. I love it. Also, I want to say that you have a golden lion, the kind that you would see on a tapestry. You know, see those lions that have like a profile and it's like gold on red. Yeah. That's your spirit animal right now as well. Beautiful. So if you can even maybe find a picture of that, print it out or buy it or order it on Amazon or something and put it where your creative work goes, your idea time goes.
Okay, Nancy. I'm at a crossroads and not sure what I'm here to do. I feel like I'm supposed to help people and have been waking up spiritually. Any advice?
Well, if you're waking up spiritually, give it more time, right? Don't butter your bread before it's baked. So you will know when it's time to actually help people in a more official way. Until then, share what you know. The universe is very flexible and your guides are very flexible. It's just that we want things to look a certain way because we go, well, what do I do with this new awakening? How do I share it? Am I supposed to become a teacher? And then I go, yeah, you could, period. And then the next question usually is, well, how do I make a living out of it? If you're good, you will make a living out of it eventually. That's all there is to it. Or you have something that resonates with people. So I don't usually like to say if you're good. I take that back. It's not about good or bad. I don't believe in something's good or bad. I believe whether people resonate with you or not. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. It doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't work for you. And that's all there is to it. So I do want to say that let this keep going right now. It's a natural experience that you're having this awakening and you want to share it because it's like you taste something great. You want to share it with other people, hopefully. Give this some time this year. I do have another message for you that is, maybe it's related. It's about making sure that you have regular body work done, meaning actual massage or some sort of physical manipulation of your muscles. So maybe assisted stretching, or maybe you want to do, there's a thing called, what is that called where they're on the fabrics?
Oh, Erica does that. Aerial silks.
Aerial silks. I see that for you. Look into what aerial silks are. There's usually, these studios are all over the place. And try it out. I'm not saying, anytime I say try it out, it means really try it out. And when I say try something, you do it 3 times, not twice. People say, I'll try anything once. No, try everything 3 times because the first time is a shock. The second time you're still learning about it. The 3rd time is when you have a little bit of perspective on it and you can really start to receive it rather than go in blindly. Okay. So I say try everything 3 times.
Okay.
Sorry, but I was going to cut you off. There's a date that's coming up for me. It's like November 26th. If this is an anniversary or a birthday, please let me know, or of some importance to you. November 26th.
Okay, so
Could be the 27th, 26th, 27th.
This message is for Erica. Did you write that down? Yeah. Okay. This message is for Dawn. I miss my mom, Janet, so damn much. She wasn't just mom. She was my best friend. And man, I could use my best friend these days. Any messages?
That's so beautiful that a son says his mom is his best friend. That's awesome.
Dawn, Dawn.
Oh.
Could be female.
Well, that's beautiful also, but but there's something special when a man says it, you know what I mean? Because you kind of hope or expect ideally that a daughter feels her mom is her best friend, but when a son says it also, it's something special. So Dawn, hello. What's the mom's name?
No name.
I need the name.
Okay. Next question is from Alana KM. Hey guys, this is Alana. I have lost a stepbrother in 2014. Name is Steven and lost a past boyfriend. Lend name Alex. Wanted to see if either have messages or anyone from my family coming through.
Lend name? What
I
are you
don't know
saying?
what that means.
Okay.
Right here?
So there's a message, stepbrother who passed away, his name is Steven?
Yes.
Give me a moment. Such a happy energy, I have to tell you. Coming in very, very strong. And the Stephen energy actually has all these beautiful African animals around him. Notably, I see this giraffe spirit animal. Look up what that means. Go to Google, type in spirit animal meaning giraffe.
Dawn's mom's name is Janet.
Thank you. But this is Stephen is Dawn's stepbrother, correct?
Yes.
You know, I almost want to say to you that Stephen was too much for his own body, Dawn. It's like the human body was not big enough to handle his energy, okay? There's a very strong connection to water here that he's showing me, and I don't know whether he spent time by the ocean or maybe he passed away near a body of water or something, but there's something about this that's coming through. And is Stephen connected to the Michael? Let me know about that. Is Mike or Michael connected there? What is the mom's name?
Janet.
Such music around Janet. I have to tell you, it's almost like an orchestra playing as we're talking about this. Was she or you a teacher or worked in the school system? There's something about, I see a lot of education or learning around Janet. Also, did she have any issue with like thyroid hormone, like a reproductive kind of illness? There's some talk about this right now going on. Also, the month of March is important around Janet is mentioning the month of March with a heart around it. Let me know about that. You know, my hand kept going to my necklace as I was talking about Janet. So I think there's some connection to a necklace that you have. Or also, did you roll up a piece of paper or something and put it inside glass? Like, you know, those little bottles. Sometimes people have souvenirs. They roll up parchment. I see parchment rolled up. Is that connected to you, Lauren?
I am not with her right now.
Alana, sorry. I go straight into the energies. Sorry guys when I don't get the name, even though you just told me. Let me know about that.
So Amy, who I think you gave a message to earlier, said she always made sure everybody was fed. And also she said, thinking about a haircut. Yes. Confirmation.
Her grandmother, guys, if you're just tuning in, Amy's grandmother was talking about giant bags of popcorn, which she just confirmed. She used to make these huge bags of popcorn. And she said, do the haircut change.
So Michelle Weiss got back to us. The name, I think it was of her mother that crossed.
Her
Grandmother was named Lena.
Lena, and it was
Lena,
and was it her birthday was 11/26? That was November 26th was her birthday.
Oh, no way.
Actually, pause on that, Erica. Kelly Vendetti said November 26th is her husband's birthday. His name is Cyril.
No, this is a person who crossed over, right?
Yeah, you said someone who crossed over.
Yeah.
And Kelly's husband is
Still with us.
Okay, and so Michelle Weiss said Lena. Now, would that be in regards
Lena.
to the caregiver?
yes, so it's all
So
connected.
go back like 4 different messages that you shot
Let
out.
me scroll back in my mind.
And
okay.
that was the caregiver.
All right, guys. So a little while ago, I was getting a message about somebody born on this day. Now, who? And then we were getting a message about someone was saying someone was taking care of me, fixing my hair. And then now you're saying Michelle, who's watching right now. Yeah, what?
That's her grandmother.
Her grandmother.
The caretaker for her grandmother, who was born on November 26th.
And then her grandmother told me her birthday. I said, someone's here saying November 26th. Can't get more specific than that. I don't do social security numbers, folks, or the lottery numbers. I have tried, though. Never works. So, yes, so glad to give you that message. I call that a very, very positive idea when they say their birthday. Enjoy that. I enjoy it. God, I love giving these messages.
So more confirmations. Alana KM says, I wrote a prayer for Alex and Stephen on a parchment paper with a candle.
Wow.
And Dawn responded, no schools, but we both did a lot of foster care. Janet had a lot of illness, heart disease, and diabetes. I took care of her in her last years.
Thank you for saying that. I was just curious, did Janet wear glasses? Because I see somebody with glasses when you said that. Yes, I saw the kids. That's why I said about the school. So those are the foster kids. Got it. Good. By the way, I do want to say something to you is that I don't know if she played piano, but she's playing piano on the other side. So she like learned how to play, or it's the organ, something like that. I remember I said there's all this music because she's learning it on the other side. So you should be very happy for her. Great. Also, just want to say one last thing. Do you have a teddy bear that you really like or some stuffed animal? Is it a monkey? I see this.
Okay. Ready for your next one?
Yes.
I think it's Way Kali. Does that look like that?
Oh, let me see. Way Kali. Yes.
What do you see for me in 2024? Blessings.
Excavation. That's the word I'm getting. Excavation. You know what an excavation is, right? When archaeologists go to an ancient site and dig up stuff. And you go, no, I don't want to do any work on my past. But what do you mean? You were already a shaman in a past life. Of course you're going to do this work. You can't avoid it. You just have to know in 2024, it's about how to not get too stuck in energies. You know, like when you go deep into spiritual thought and you can get lost in it, and then you think it's so heavy for me when I come out of it. That's what I see for you that happens. What I want to say to you is that your connection to the spirit world needs to be developed. Okay? I'm not saying you're going to be a medium or anything like that. I'm just saying your connection to the spirit world just needs to be developed. And I think that that's what you asked me about this year. And so the best way to do that, of course, is to learn how to quiet the mind, learn how to go deeper into meditation. I do want to say that you have a gypsy spirit guide. Well, every once in a while, the gypsies come through. You know, I work with a few gypsies,
Yeah.
Devora, Esmeralda, and Ramona.
They're amazing.
They're
The three sisters.
The three sisters. And they have been with me for close to 30 years. I mean, I got my first message from them when I was
channeled
27.
them when he trance channels. For those of you who don't know Riz, you're just tuning in for the first time. He's trance channel, full trance channel.
Mm-hmm.
And they are my favorite. They are my favorite guides.
Yeah, you can watch
I have so many favorites, but they're so fun.
You guys, I don't know if you know, some of you watch us on live Sunday, Psychic Sundays, but we have other videos during the midweek. When we can, we drop an interview with a spirit guide. It's called Midnight Madness, and Oriah interviews a spirit guide, actually interviews. She sits there, I sit here, I go into trance, the spirit guide takes over my body and gives wisdom teaching. And then she asks questions. Sometimes she asks questions about what's happening in the world. So do check that out. Go through the list of our videos. The other videos that we launched, I think we only launched it in, 10 episodes ago, is our Psychic Couple Reacts series. So we watch paranormal shows, the kind you see on Discovery Plus and everywhere. And we watch the show with you and we give you our professional opinion about what we think is happening in this paranormal situation. And we just chill out and have fun and we go into that side of our work. And I want you to watch those and make sure that if you haven't subscribed to it, please do. we went, by the way, guys, we started this channel. You know, I had my own channel and we were maybe at 9,000 subscribers. And when we started Psychic Sundays and this reaction video stuff, we are now 30,000 subscribers. High five, everybody. We should high five each other. Congratulations, baby.
I know.
And Erica, congratulations. Thank you guys we're at 30,000 subscribers right now, and there is no end in sight. We're going to hit 100K within 6 months. Absolutely. So we love having this community with you guys and being with us. I just wanted to take time out from the messages just to say that. And I wonder if I have any more announcements to make. There is an announcement I wanted to make about our amazing trip in August. You know, we have a company called Sacred Earth Retreats. We're 10 years plus. We've led people all around the world to the most powerful spiritual sites: Ireland, India, Japan, Egypt, all of these places and more, including Sedona and Mount Shasta. And so all of 2024's retreats are sold out except for 2. Sedona at the end of August. Mm-hmm. You're going to be with us. We're going to be with you every day. It's only a group of about 10 to 12 people. We'll be together for 3 days, taking you
I'm
into...
going to put the link
we're going to put the link here, guys. There's only like 4 spots left.
Oh.
There's only maybe 4 spots left. So join us. Drop us a note. Erica will get in touch with you. She'll be in contact with you separately if you want to know about this. It's going to be fantastic. We go to sacred sites. I'll be channeling every single day, giving messages every single day, doing sound healing, having amazing meals, right?
Yep.
And we're going to take a Jeep tour through places that you normally can't get to in Sedona. And it's during August. Now, Lionsgate Portal, someone was just messaged me today, by the way. They said, isn't Lionsgate Portal just till August 8th? Actually, no. My guides, Red Eagle has told me, and Phineas as well, that all of August is the Lionsgate Portal.
Yeah, it's true.
So anything you do in August is going to have extra effect because it's a spiritual new age, new year is then. And then the second retreat we have space for is the Haunted Salem Retreat. Yes, Salem, Massachusetts. If you guys haven't seen, we were just there for Halloween, few days before Halloween in October. So check out on my Instagram, Psychic Riz the Wiz. Scroll back, you'll see some pictures of Salem. We are having a fantastic psychic, spooky, but fun paranormal retreat where we go to Salem, spend a few days, we stay in a beautiful place, and we are together. I'm doing mediumship readings. You can dress up. We
wear witches outfits.
I wore a cloak and a big wizard's hat walking down the street. There's nothing.
So fun, and the shops are amazing.
Right?
Yeah, the apothecary shops and the tinctures.
Yes,
it's just
you're gonna come with an extra suitcase because you're gonna go back with all sorts of crystals and sage and all of this witchy, good witch kind of stuff. It's not only is it fun, it's also deep, it's profound. So if you want information on Salem, just drop us a note here.
Did you send out a message about canning?
I did.
Okay, so Rain Monet says, "Oh, my body just tingled and shook. Also, I'm very interested in homesteading and canning. I am interested in preserving my own food. Was just researching about it today."
Well, what do you know? I mustbepsychic.com. I own that mustbepsychic.com. But do you know that I got that website name a long time ago?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's the extra $5.99 that you're seeing on the bills once a month. A site that maybe I'll never use. Where are we going now with it?
It was you had a message for somebody who's canning. So
the message, Rain, was do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so we got some heavier messages in between. I do need to take care of some of the super chats because it's already 8:43.
Thank you for your patience.
Okay, so so tonight, quite a few people did 2 questions, even though I said many times only 1 question, but they kept doing it, and they paid for a super chat.
Come on, everybody wants 2 cookies. You give a person 1 cookie, they're going to want a second cookie.
I know. So we're going to answer a couple, but there are some bigger questions I want to get to.
I'm back in the Harley.
Maybe I should just actually get you a Harley just so you can feel it.
Yo.
And you sit here.
Like a Harley chair with real handlebars and you put the microphone attached to it?
Yeah.
That's not too much to ask, is it?
And by the way, he does not have a Harley or ride a Harley. So
I have tattoos.
LZ Chef, Lazy Chef again. Who is the name of my spirit guide, and has he a message for me, he or she? Luciana's
Luciana's
and Cara, we'll get to you. Yes.
Thank you. Give me a moment. Let me see who's working with Luciana. Actually, two are stepping forward. So you have a spirit guide, Luciana, working with you, whose name is Astra, A-S-T-R-A. Astra, which is like astral.
Yes. I love that name.
Astra. She is your dream interpretation guide. Very important for you to keep a dream journal, Luciana. And, look, you don't have to do it every night. Maybe sometimes you want to do it every night. Sometimes you do it every other day. But start to keep a dream journal and her message to you is to start setting intentions before you go to sleep of having clearer dreams with messages that you can understand and interpret. And she will help you with that. Just ask her for help. Our guides, by the way, everyone, you all have spirit guides. Every culture has spoken of us being assisted by unseen forces. Some of them call them angels. Some people say ancestors. Some people just say the universe. But these are separate, loving, highly evolved beings that are with us. Some people just say my protectors, my guardian angels. Fine. These are your spirit guides. Your spirit guides come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and forms. And they are with you. As you begin to expand your spiritual awareness and your psychic awareness, you will feel them more. They don't always hit you over the head with a message. They hit me over the head with a message, but that's my job. But they may speak to you in subtle ways, and they do speak in subtle ways. You know what you call coincidences? Oh, I can't believe that song just came on when I randomly turned the dial on my radio in the car. Or I was just thinking about this person and I thought maybe I should make a left turn here and I saw their sister. What's happening is there's a part of your consciousness, which I call your psychic consciousness, that is in tune with your guides. So you say, well, why can't I then just be guided by that? Well, it's because your earthly consciousness, your 3D day-to-day worrying whether you are going to be okay or not, and everybody else in your life, which is fine. We all do, right? That gets in the way because you start to become more about what you think are facts and the truth and what really life is about. They say the cold, hard reality of life. And I go, no one ever says the warm, soft reality of life.
Dawn says, oh yeah, she wore glasses all the time. She even slept with them on. I played the organ and she was sad that I played better than she did, but we enjoyed playing music together.
This is a hell of a night for the psychic world.
Yeah.
Because it shows you what goes on. I tell you, I've been doing this 20 years, and every time these kind of messages come through. So basically what happened was her mom, who was her best friend, if you're just dropping in with us, Dawn's mom, Janet, she asked for a message. And I said, well, Janet's like learning to play the piano or the organ, I said.
Right.
And she just confirmed that actually she does play the organ. Dawn does. And then Janet was saying that she wishes she could play as good as her.
Yes.
And then Janet was just showing me the glasses. She kept showing me glasses. Now, as a medium, I don't know what the glasses means. Why is it even a thing? Why should I even say? So those of you who are maybe mediums in the making or interested in how this works for me, is that I saw the glasses and a face. I didn't see the whole face, but I kept seeing the glasses. Now, why would I see that? Why is that even important? So what if you wear glasses? Well, it's what we call a confirmation, an identifying factor, something unusual. I don't know why, but see, when I say the message and I let myself be in the flow, which is my whole life, my whole life's work is about just constantly being in the flow. I said to Dawn, who's watching right now, I said something about glasses. And so it was more than she wore glasses. She's like, she even wore them when she slept sometimes. So that's the joke. That's the confirmation that Janet is giving her. Her mom is giving her something that is specific. And when you get a mediumship reading, a true mediumship reading, there should be something specific that is said to you that no one could know. And clearly I don't know anyone. And this is just I'm just giving the world whatever it is that I got to give. And as I'm sharing it in this way. And I encourage you to find good empaths and intuitives and healers around you. And know that the message you're supposed to get is the message you're going to get from a good one.
I also want to let people know, just for the record, that Riz channels, he channels multiple guides for many years, but his main gatekeeper is Red Eagle, and
Two Indians for the price of one, everybody.
And Red Eagle has made it known that he only channels through Riz. He's made it known many times.
That's right. Red Eagle ain't coming through anybody but me. That's what he said.
But Riz is joking about it, but it's actually really like serious.
No, it is true, because Seth, who Jane Roberts channeled, only came through Jane Roberts, and Seth said very clearly, I'm only coming through at this time to write these books through Jane. It is a sacred ancient contract. It's not something about the ego when we say, it's only going to come through me. We're not saying it out of ego. We're saying it's a sacred contract. And so my sacred contract
Riz is
with
really
Red Eagle,
playful a lot, but you guys don't know he's serious as a heart attack. He takes his work very, very seriously. So
if I didn't, I couldn't relax.
We've dedicated so many years, thousands and thousands of hours of mastering channeling and channeling in public in front of
and to dial it up
people.
to dial it up, right? So I'm doing this and it comes to me very quickly, right? But that's only because you're born to do something and then you develop it.
Right.
And so I teach this to my students, and I'm going to teach this to you guys in my classes that we're launching in a couple of weeks. You're going to see like a Patreon thing where it's like a small subscription fee, and then you just get access to all these classes.
It'll probably be available next month, right?
Next month? Okay.
Yeah.
So look for that, guys. But what you're going to hear me
exclusive content
expound on in those classes is that everyone can learn how to develop their sixth sense, which is your psychic sense, which is right here, the point between your eyebrows, the third eye, as we say in India, in Indian tradition. And this is because you were born with it. It's your divine right, your intuition, your connection to the higher realms is part of your spiritual and genetic makeup as a human. You're supposed to have this. It's just that we've gotten so far from all the programming of either from organized religion or so-called scientific thinking. This is a natural part of us that just never got developed in most people. And you can develop it, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be a professional medium channeler or empath. It just means you'll be better at it. Like everyone can learn to sing better than they do. It doesn't matter how bad you sing. If you take lessons, you will get better. You're not going to be a professional singer, but you'll be better. You might learn to be able to carry a tune without someone wincing. But think of this sense the same way.
Okay,
and I'll teach you how to do that.
We're going to jump into some more because it's getting...
Let's take one more.
No, we have to take more than one more.
Oh, we do?
Yes. Okay,
we have to take more than one
because you're
more.
Going long on all your explanations. So now it's...
Well, I'm sorry if I'm so giving.
So now we're going to have to go over. Okay, ready? So Kara wants to know if she can get a message for the new guy that she's seen. What do you see for her?
Give a message to the new guy she's seeing?
No.
Or her about the new guy that she's seeing?
Yes.
Is he a frog or a prince?
Probably is the question.
Well, I like frogs. In fact, frog is my spirit guide. I'd
By
rather
the way,
have a
we're
frog
closing
around me than
chats
a
right
prince.
now, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Was there a separate question than
Nope,
just
that's
that?
it. She just wants to know about this new guy that she's seen, Kara.
Feels very comfortable for me. And I just want to confirm that for you. I just feel like there can be a great deal of comfort and camaraderie, a coziness that can be had here, and not to hold expectations of what you should be doing when you're spending time together. It could be like, I need to go to Target. You want to come with me? Like, and then being relaxed during it. This is all about taking your time together slow with no pressure of this is not what a date is supposed to look like. No, leave all of those templates and those structures of ideas around, leave them behind. By the way, Erica, I got a message for you. Does your car need an oil change?
Oh, I don't know.
When's the last time you had an oil change?
That's a great question.
Is it very specific for her?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because we're almost due for an oil change.
No, it's for her.
Okay.
Okay, I will do that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Next.
You ready for the next one?
Yes. Oh, sorry. One more question. Is there anybody connected to Trenton? Look, either it's the name Trent or it's Trenton, New Jersey, around that area. don't
Okay,
know.
this is from Chris D. I've been fighting some treacherous entities and I'd like to know if it's coming to an end or if there's anything coming through for me that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, it is because you have had past lives, Chris, where you were doing, I would like to say, what I call traditionally, spiritual work, meaning like you were in some sort of religion before where, like in the Catholic religion, you have exorcists, and in other religions, you have people who are there to deal with the so-called paranormal. You had some past lives that were like that. Two things. One is definitely you need to get to a body of water. If you can get to salt water, great. If you have access to an ocean, I know it's the winter time, but put your feet in that ocean, splash some salt water on your face and do a cleanse. If you cannot get to an ocean, take a big bottle of sea salt, keep it in your shower, okay? And scrub that sea salt on your body. It cleanses your energy, your auric field. Don't go so hard with the sea salt. I'm just saying, just like rub it and rinse off with it. The other thing is, of course, make sure that your house is grounded with either black tourmaline or black obsidian in the corners of the rooms. They don't have to be big. They're small. Shouldn't cost you more than a couple of dollars each, but ground the house that way. But on top of the black tourmaline or obsidian, you should use selenite and place the selenite on top of that, okay? And anywhere in the corners where you're putting, I would probably get like 10 of these small black tourmaline or obsidians, and I would get 10 small pieces of selenite. For the selenite, I wouldn't suggest getting anything very polished, like a perfect little pearl of a selenite. I don't like those too much. Get the rough kind. Make sure that all of them should be different. Selenite speaks to each other, by the way. Your crystals talk to each other, but selenite exclusively, I would say, I consider a master cleanser crystal where they can recharge and cleanse the energy of other crystals. This is about you. Look into the karmic relationship you have with your father. I feel that your father was also part of those lifetimes, and I feel like you did battle with him. This is a time to forgive him and accept him as a teacher, an old soul, an old friend. And yes, it is just about bringing more joy into everything you do, your creative abilities, flowers in the house, just going into your feminine energy, Chris, going more into your yin feminine energy that likes colors and softness and music and aromatherapy, and going into all of that. No harsh talk. Don't be around people that are too macho and too in there. It's like toxic masculinity. Get rid of that. You don't need that.
Okay, so Chelsea
Yes.
Bratches says, I have a close connection to someone named Trent.
Thank you. Yes. So there's the answer. You said that is the person. I would also say this to you, Chelsea, is that, play Trent this message that this is about what advice you both have for each other in this life, and to maybe meditate together and just create a kind of actual practice. To what I feel is that this was a past life you guys had. It was Celtic. It was Druid. Look up the Druids. You were Druids together. So there's some spiritual growth that can happen together. What I mean by that is you can do some practices together, like whether it's meditation or learning how to develop your psychic senses or taking a yoga class together. This is a strong past life connection.
All right.
Yes.
I see Chris D, what he did here. Okay, so he did a super chat, and I see that I did split the question because he had it in the body. So Chris, you're good. We think we answered your questions.
Cool.
Okay. So there was a little confusion. Do you remember when there was like two messages coming through? Like we were confused between two people. So we just want to organize it and just make sure we're on track.
Because it's like a party. Listen, it's like a revolving door here, and spirits are coming through.
It wasn't your fault. It was me and Erica. Because what happened was we were answering Dawn and Alana, and they both had the stepbrother, and then we had the grandmother, right? And then the questions were crisscrossing, and the answers were crisscrossing, and so they want some clarity just to make sure.
Let's do it.
So Alana, her clarification is that she is talking about that her boyfriend was the one who passed, as we know. Dawn it was, you can help me out, E, if you get any information.
Alana's boyfriend, Alex, was the one that passed.
Right. Stepbrother, right?
Boyfriend.
Okay.
So
Alana's
did we
boyfriend-
do Alana at all?
Well, hold on. Alana wants. We didn't talk about her boyfriend that passed, named Alex.
No.
And there was a stepbrother named Steven that you talked about. That was for Alana.
Great.
He said for Dawn. So she got the message.
Sorry, they get the
Okay.
names mixed up, but if I'm talking about the person who passed. That's the message.
Yes.
Keep that message.
Yes,
So-
that's clear. But
So she
Okay.
still has an open-ended question,
yes, about boyfriend Alex.
and that's Alana.
That is Alana.
Let me see. And did the other person have anything to say? Dawn?
No,
Dawn, you're good?
Dawn's good. Okay. So let me see if I have anything about Alex. Yeah, he's got a big smile, and I want to say he has a big mouth. I don't know what to put I just see this big mouth. Very strong energy. Did you really like his eyes? Like, when some people like different things about another person, but like, were you really about his eyes? I don't know why this is coming up, because I never know why, but there's something about high school and high school graduation. Did you know him then? Do you know what he was like then? I almost feel like he was always that guy that he was at that time of like the high school graduation age.
Oh, Alana says he loved my eyes.
He loved your eyes. Got it.
And
Okay.
green eyes.
Because he just said eyes.
Oh,
I
he
thought it was
loved her green eyes.
Okay, thank you. And still does.
Oh.
But it's almost like I want to say I don't know whether you were his prom date, but like if you had gone to high school together, he would have been your prom date. I think that's what he's trying to show to me. Also, something about pizza. Was he really into pizza, or are you really into pizza? Is there a joke about pizza? Let me know. Also, big heart around the month of July. I don't know what that's about. But bless you. That's deep.
I want to, if Diane Argabright is still in the house, I would like to go to her question.
Argabright.
Does my son, Tol, T-O-L, who passed, have a message for me?
What a warrior's name.
I love that
Toll.
name.
It's so strong.
Do you know that I would actually name my child Tol?
Yeah.
I've never heard it before, but that name really
It's so
is powerful.
strong. And what's her name?
Her name is Diane.
Diane. That's such a strong name. Toll. I mean, is a teacher, but didn't complete, it's almost like that wasn't the role in this lifetime. It was like, when people pass, their memory and how we change from that becomes how we see them as a teacher.
Oh, Chris was wondering if you were done with his message because he felt like I cut.
No, I was done.
Oh, he was done. Okay.
So, that was the one. He was the one with all the cleansing rituals that I gave him. Yeah, I was done.
He's done, Chris.
Okay.
And Diane says yes, big capital.
Yes, and he's coming through that way. Did he ever have any swords in this lifetime or weapons that he kept?
Oh, Alana had pizza tonight.
Oh, so he saw you having the pizza tonight. He's like, the pizza. So when you were having that pizza, he was watching you. Okay, so did Toll have any swords or weapons of any kind? Because he had a very strong past lives where he was that literal warrior teacher, like super physically strong, by the way. Yeah, his energy is coming through. And
she said yes, he did.
he did, yeah. But now he's like drawing on a chalkboard. He's like teaching on the other side, teaching the ways of peace. He's helping young kids on the other side who crossed over violently, or like maybe they, you know, there are a lot of people who do a lot of violent acts and then die young. And he's like working with those young souls who did violent things but then died as a result of it. And he's on the other side with them, like teaching them the ways of peace. I really like that. He's like, yeah, thank you. He's like, you would love it. There's fruit fields. I don't know what that means. Like strawberry fields? What's that, John Lennon? No, John Lennon was a peacemaker teacher. I don't know if are you into John Lennon, Diane? Outside where he's teaching on the other side, there's all these fruit fields. So what grows in a field? Strawberries really grow in fields, right? Yeah. And that's what he has. Have you been to New Mexico yet? You had a past life in New Mexico with him. You should visit. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, that concludes.
Is that it, guys?
Our evening,
Woo!
our first live session in 2024.
It is, because we did New Year's Eve.
And you know
right?
what?
No, we didn't do New Year's Eve.
I feel like I'm just warming up because it's been a couple weeks, and I feel like I'm just like getting back on the horse, coming back into the lives.
It feels so good to be here with you guys.
Into the lives of the lives of the lives.
Oh.
Whoa.
The live Psychic Sundays into the... Oh, I like it.
See, I drop gems too, guys.
Yeah.
You sure do. We just got to pick them up and put them in our pockets.
Well, Diane, I'm glad you hung in there towards the end. It was a long session tonight, but it just stood out and I saw it and I grabbed it. If we didn't get to you guys tonight, come back next Sunday and we will get to you.
Welcome and good night from our
Tell
living.
your friends.
Yeah.
Some people, and high five you back, Alana. Some people have little watch parties and they have their family or they have their friends together and they all ask questions. You guys can
share
do that
this
too.
channel with people, because the
You guys
more the
didn't
merrier.
Think about that.
Yeah. Share this with people and let them know, and it helps us and helps them. I want to say we just love opening our living rooms up to you guys and having you guys sit here and chill with us. And maybe you're doing stuff as we do this live and you're doing stuff around your house. That's really cool that you do that. And let us know how you are, where you're from, and what are your New Year's resolutions for this year? And what would you like to see happen for you and for the world? So thank you for being here with us. We send you much love.
Many
Namaste
blessings,
and
everybody.